Mr. Speaker, sir, reply to start question 89A. Sir, the total number of reported electrocution case under Dadingiri block in the past 10 years is 4 numbers. B. Sir, the total number of electrocution victims, families who were paid compensation for the lives lost is 3. C. Sir, the total amount received as compensation is rupees 3 lakhs only.
Mr. Rupamara, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. May I know from the Honorable Minister in charge the procedure for providing compensation for the victims' families, for those whose family member has lost due to the electrocution?
Sir, there is a detailed procedure to be followed. To complete procedure to be followed in respect of electrocution, electrical accidents are as follows. And any authorized person of the generation, transmission, distribution or supply or use of electricity licensee not below the rank of junior engineer or equivalent shall send the electrical inspector a telephonic report within 24 hours of the knowledge of the occurrence of the fatal incident. Then to file FIR to the district magistrate or the local police station. To obtain a rough sketch of the site of accident, to take photograph. Not to destroy any evidence. The place should be kept as it during the time of accident till the electrical inspector, police authority inspect the site. Report in a report writing in a form within 48 hours of the knowledge of occurrence of fatal and all other accidents. To obtain a copy of the police report, medical report, post-report if the case is a fatal case, report from government veterinary officer in case of accident to animals and all. The senior electrical inspector will then fix a date of inspection and hearing on the matter. After the inspection and hearing, the senior electrical inspector will submit a report to the government for acceptance. Then government will issue order for payment of compensation and compliance as recommended by the senior electrical inspector. This is the procedure generally followed, sir. And lastly, there should be a claim from the kin of the victim.
May I know from the Minister in charge the time frame for the payment of compensation for the victims' families?
Sir, the time frame after completion of all the report is 30 days, sir.
Mr. Speaker, sir, why I ask this question is, in 2017, there was one incident in my constituency, Dalangre, where one small boy was electrocuted. And after 8 long years only, on 3rd of this March, this year, he was paid compensation of rupees 1 lakh. So that is why I was asking about the time frame. How much duration was required for the payment of the compensation? Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, sir, yes, it is a fact. And we are inquiring into the matter that why it took so much time. And I assure the House that in future it will not happen.
Yes, Dr. Mukul Sangma, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, this particular problem associated with these accidents due to electrocution, now there's lots of insensitivity from the side of the distribution people who are manning the distribution lines. It's a fact. In fact, somehow this attitude of distribution company from the very past is that as though they have the right of way. I had to speak to one of the senior officers to ask them to stop doing what they were doing. They were cutting the trees without asking to take the lines. Now, the reason for these accidents is precisely because of this predisposed conditions. So department must give directions to the companies from the safety perspective. So whether any safety auditing is being done in order to understand the factors, reasons leading to this kind of accidents, having to lose precious lives, breath earners, very painful. We've got to be sensitive. It goes on and on. So therefore, Mr. Speaker, sir, to my supplementary, whether any measures to ensure that the safety auditing of all these distribution line, including transmission lines, have been done. If not, whether we will ensure that it is done. Can I get a categorical reply from the minister in charge to have this enlightenment?
Mr. Speaker, sir, generally all the lines are made the safety auditing with proper SOPs being followed. And before the charging of the line also, the electrical inspector is asked to see that whether the safety auditing is done or not, and after that line is charged. And whatever suggestion has been brought forward by the Honorable Leader of the House,
Leader of the opposition.
Leader of the opposition, sorry, we will be looking into it, sir.
Mr. Speaker, sir, to get things more clearer, now we are proud that the state has been able to reap benefits, dividends because of the increased forest cover. And these are all contribution of the people themselves, the community, horticulture, farming, all this. You are aware, your own constituency has all those hardworking farmers. Now, what happens is that after the line is drawn, after getting the right of way, you know how the plants behave. There is no pruning of the trees. Farmers themselves have to do the pruning with all the risks associated. It is very dangerous. That's why this part has to be taken cognizance of, that all these distribution lines, whoever has given the right of way free of cost, do justice to them and ensure safety of the landowners, safety of the farmers, and do a normal pruning. Because vegetative coverage all across is being used for right of way. These are all full of plants. None is barren. And this is where the accident takes place. So may I submit through you, Mr. Speaker, sir, to look at this particular issue specifically and ensure that all these distribution lines which have been erected with the generosity of the landowners to provide them the right of way, these areas will be taken care of to provide safety of the landowners. This is the assurance I want.
Mr. Speaker, sir, actually, periodically the trees are being pruned wherever the distribution and also transmission lines are passing through. Especially before the onset of monsoon, this exercise is being done. Nevertheless, sir, this is a serious issue. Will be taken consideration to see that all distribution and transmission lines are free from the branches of the tree touching the conductors.
Constitutor Lindo, please.
Through you, I would like to know from the minister in charge. How many cases happened in the last 1 year? Electrocution cases in Maukonro CNRD block.
Sir, I don't have the answer with me because this primary question is pertaining to Dadangri block. However, one case is brought to my notice by the honorable member, and immediately I have inquired into it. There is an electrocution case in that particular. But the matter of fact is that this is not the fault of the MECL, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Electron, please.
Yes, thank you, sir. Sir, may I know from the Honorable Minister in charge of power, what are the kind of compensation or the amount for those person who lost both their hands? There was a case in my constituency, sir, where one children lost both their hand due to electrocution. So what are the kind of compensation and the amount that are supposed to get?
Sir, loss of limbs, eyes, injuries causing permanent disability. Before 2020, it is 62,000, sir.
62,000 for the whole life, sir, or per year, or per month?
No, this is one time.
62,000 only. It's too less, sir, but we can't do anything.
Yes, sir, it has been enhanced later on, but I am telling if the case is before that, then it is like that, and if it is after, then if the injury is up to 40%, then 50,000 per person, between 41 to 60%, 1 lakh per person, more than 61%, it is 1 lakh 50,000 per person.
Sir.
Charles, please.
The reply of the Honorable Minister, he mentioned that it took 8 years for the compensation to be paid. Now that is not insensitive, but very disheartening to know. Because someone dies of electrocution, obviously there's an FIR placed, and then after the police inquest, the doctors declare he or she dead due to electrocution. Which means, why should the department take so long in paying the compensation when you know that it was a death to electrocution? So can this be expedited first, instead of waiting for so many other reports? Because the principal thing is, if the report given by on the inquest and the doctors, it should be sufficient. Because otherwise you are asking a person in other terms, in other ways, to prove that you are innocent. After you prove you are guilty, you have to be guilty first, then you have to prove yourself innocent. That is the thing that's happening. So on sensitive, humanitarian grounds, this should not happen, sir. I request the department to look into this and compensation paid immediately after the doctor's report has been given.